MCV4U1 Chapter 3, Session 2. In this session, we work on questions assigned in Session 1 from pages 116 and 117. The first question is sketching the graph of y equals square root of x minus 2. We draw y equals square root of x, then shift it 2 units to the right. Domain of this function is all real numbers greater or equal than 2, and its range is all real numbers greater or equal than 0. Part F, sketch the graph of negative x2 plus 9. It's a parabola. The direction of opening of the parabola is downward. Negative 3 and 3 are the x-intercepts. 0 and 9 is the maximum. The domain of the function is all real numbers, and its range is all real numbers less than or equal to 9. From negative infinity to positive 9. Question 2. Solve each equation where x or t are real numbers. Part F, x3 plus 2x2 minus 3x equals 0. X is common factor between three terms. If we factor x, we have x times x2 plus 2x minus 3 equals 0. x2 plus 2x minus 3 is a quadratic trinomial. The coefficient of x2 is 1. We are looking for two numbers. The sum is 2 and their product is negative 3. The numbers are 3 and negative 1. Therefore, x2 plus 2x minus 3 can be broken down to x plus 3 times x minus 1. And the equation is going to be x times x plus 3 times x minus 1 equals 0. The roots are negative 3, 0, and 1. Next question is very similar to question part F. x3 minus 8x2 plus 16x equals 0. We factor x times x2 minus 8x plus 16 equals 0. x2 minus 8x plus 16 is x minus 4 to the power of 2. It's a perfect square. Therefore, x is 0 or 4. The multiplicity of 4 is 2. Part H, 4t3 plus 12t2 minus t minus 3 equals 0. We use factor by grouping. Between the first two terms, we factor for t2, 4t2 times t plus 3. Between the last two terms, we factor a negative, 4t2 times t plus 3 minus t plus 3 equals 0. T plus 3 is common factor. It can be written as t plus 3 times 4t2 minus 1 equals 0. 4t2 minus 1 is 2t minus 1 times 2t plus 1. If we make it to 0, at t is negative 3, negative 1 over 2, and positive 1 over 2. The next question is solving an inequality. Part A, 3x minus 2 greater than 7. It's a linear inequality. We isolate x, 3x greater than 9, x is greater than 3. Part C, negative x2 plus 4x equals 0, greater than 0. Since it is a nonlinear inequality, we use the sign chart. If we set it to 0, x is either 0 or 4 by factoring x. We have x times negative x plus 4 equals 0. Therefore, x is either 0 or 4. For x is greater than 4, if we test x equals 5, we see it is negative. Between 0 and 4, it is positive, and less than 0, it's negative. We are looking for the positive sign, negative x2 plus 4x greater than 0. X is between 0 and 4. Question 7. Express the set of numbers using interval notation. X less or equal than negative 2. From negative infinity to negative 2, negative 2 is included. E, all real numbers greater than negative 2, smaller or equal than 8. Because it is smaller or equal to 8, we have a square root on the right side and a square bracket on the right side and round bracket on the left side. Question 8. Express each interval using set notation. Open interval negative 3 to 1, which is all real numbers, greater than negative 1 and smaller than 3. Using graphing technology, graph each function and determine the maximum and minimum. Part C, f of x equals 3x2 minus 30x plus 82. It's a quadratic function. The direction of opening is upward. Therefore, vertex is the minimum. For y equals ax2 plus bx plus c, the x value of the vertex is negative b over 2a. In this case, negative b over 2a is negative 30, which is positive 30, divided by 6, it is 5. If we plug in 5 into the equation, we have 75 minus 150 plus 82. 75 minus 150 is negative 75 plus 82, 7. Therefore, the minimum is 5 and 7. Part T, f of x equals absolute value of x minus 1. The minimum is 0 and negative 1. F of x equals 3 sine of x plus 2. When sine of x is 1, x is pi over 2, we have the maximum value of 5. And when sine of x is negative 1, we have the minimum value of negative 1. As you know, y equals 3 sine of x plus 2 is periodic. We found the maximum, minimum on interval, closed interval 0 and 2 pi. Thanks for watching.